Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban was under pressure as he arrived at an EU summit in Brussels. Having vetoed a more than $50 billion financial aid package for Ukraine in December, other EU leaders were determined not to allow him to scupper the deal again.
I can't understand, I can't accept this very strange and very egoistic game of Viktor Orban. And there's no room for compromise on our principles like rule of law, and for sure there's no room for compromise on Ukraine question.
In no mood to make any more concessions to Orban, who's a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, a select group of EU leaders took the Hungarian Prime Minister aside before the summit. Some EU politicians had previously suggested Budapest's voting rights could be taken away, or all EU funds frozen unless Hungary backed the deal. Not long after the meeting, the aid package, which includes military assistance, was approved.
These 50 billion euros for 4 years also send a very strong message to Putin, just ahead of the second anniversary of his brutal invasion.
Ukraine's president, who'd attended the summit virtually, welcomed the news.
This is a clear signal that Ukraine will withstand and that Europe will withstand.
While EU leaders had resolved one problem, another one was brewing on their doorstep. Hundreds of farmers from European countries, including France, Italy and Belgium, angry over EU environmental rules and foreign competition that they say is destroying livelihoods. Despite the recent demonstrations, farming wasn't even on the official EU summit agenda, which is why these farmers say that bringing their tractors and protests to Brussels is the only way to be heard.
This European Union for 70 years pushed us into becoming very big farms, and all these oversized farms today, they're polluting, and now they're criminalizing us and saying that this is our fault. The message we have for the European Union is that they caused this disaster and that they have to bring us the solutions.
Impossible to ignore, EU leaders said they'd discuss farmers' concerns. They also said they talked about the situation in the Middle East, but came to no conclusions. It was clear that on a day when the bloc had managed to come together, there was little appetite for other crises to overshadow the display of unity. Natacha, Butler, Al Jazeera, Brussels.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.